We bought the house when we were married.
You make Mr. Painswick sound rather a rough diamond, Lady Grantham.
Marmaduke wasn't a rough diamond, was he, Mamma?
The title for Downton Abbey 3 has been officially revealed through a newly released poster, and it's called Downton Abbey: The Grand Finale. This movie marks the third and final installment in a series of films that continue the story of the beloved ITV drama Downton Abbey. The show originally aired from 2010 to 2015 and ran for 6 seasons, focusing on the lives of the aristocratic Crawley family and their servants on a grand estate in Yorkshire. Since the show ended, it has been followed by 2 films, with this third one promising to wrap things up. Written by Simon Curtis, the grand finale features a large ensemble cast, many of whom are returning from previous films. You can expect to see familiar faces like Hugh Bonneville, Laura Carmichael, Jim Carter, Raquel Cassidy, Brendan Coyle, Michelle Dockery, Joanne Froggatt, Alan Leach, and Elizabeth McGovern. Alongside them, new faces will join the cast, including Paul Giamatti, Alessandro Nivola, and Jolie Richardson, which adds a fresh dynamic to the story. Focus Features recently revealed a teaser poster for the film showing a character in a red dress walking down a grand hallway in the iconic Downton Abbey. The tagline, "The time has come to say goodbye," gives a clear hint that this film will mark the end of the franchise, which has spanned 15 years of storytelling. It's interesting to think about what this means for Downton Abbey 3. Is it really the end of the road for the Crawleys and their servants? While the Downton Abbey films have been both critically successful and commercially profitable, it makes sense that the franchise would come to a close after 15 years. The original TV series itself covered a lot of ground, stretching from 1912 to 1926, and the 2 films that followed pushed the timeline even further into 1927 and 1928. There's only so much you can do with the same set of characters in a single era, and Downton Abbey: A New Era saw the passing of the beloved character Violet Crawley, played by Maggie Smith. This felt like a symbolic moment in the franchise, signifying that the show was shifting into a new phase. Even though the Downton Abbey films have been relatively successful both with critics and the box office, there's still the possibility that the grand finale could defy expectations. After all, there's a history of films with "final" in the title still getting sequels. Consider Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, 1984, which was followed by 8 more movies, or Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, 1991, which led to 3 additional films in that franchise. So it wouldn't be unheard of for the grand finale to not actually be the end of the line. If the movie does really well and becomes a huge box office success, who's to say there won't be more stories told about these characters? The next installment could even take the form of prequels or spin-offs, which could allow the franchise to continue in a different direction. But let's get back to that poster. It promises something big. Even though the Crawleys have gone through their fair share of financial struggles, the poster emphasizes the elegance and grandeur of their surroundings, particularly with the image of a woman walking down an ornate hallway. This creates the expectation that the story will be just as lavish and rich in atmosphere as the previous entries in the franchise. The use of the word finale also suggests that this could mark the end of an era for the Crawley family, but there's still a sense that the final moments will be impactful and dramatic. The movie's tone will likely balance nostalgia with a fitting sense of closure for fans of the show. There's also the fact that the grand finale recently premiered its first footage at CinemaCon. Focus Features showed the trailer at Universal's presentation, and from what we've heard, it sets the stage for a nostalgic and emotional conclusion. The trailer opens at a horse track where we hear Carson, Jim Carter, announcing "Welcome to 1930," setting the stage for a new decade for the Crawleys. We see Lady Mary and Lady Edith, and then one by one, each of the original characters returns to Downton Abbey. There are glimpses of various celebrations, and the trailer ends with Robert Crawley, Hugh Bonneville, kissing his hand and touching the side of Downton Abbey, which feels like a symbolic gesture of affection toward the estate that has been the heart of the story. Though the trailer doesn't give too much away about the plot, it suggests that the film will provide a bittersweet yet heartwarming conclusion. We know from the past that the Crawleys have always been affected by the shifting tides of history, and now with the 1930s around the corner, it seems that a new wave of change is coming. The 1920s brought a lot of challenges to the family and their staff, and with a 2-year jump in time from a new era to the grand finale, the new decade is likely to bring even more uncertainty and major life changes for everyone. The trailer also shows the Crawley celebrating, which hints that even though there will be challenges ahead, there will also be moments of joy and triumph to look forward to. There's no clear indication yet that the family will be leaving Downton Abbey for good, but the emotional weight of Robert's kiss on the building makes it clear that this will be a moment of closure. While the story is sure to be nostalgic and reflective, there is a good chance it won't be a sad farewell. The celebratory moments in the trailer suggest that the movie will focus on honoring the family's legacy, while also celebrating the relationships and milestones they've achieved over the years. For those who have been following the franchise, the fact that the grand finale is the final film will surely be an emotional experience. After all, this will be the first installment without Maggie Smith's character Violet Crawley, as she passed away in a new era. Violet's death left a huge hole in the series, and the film will likely pay tribute to both the character and the actress. Although the first footage of the grand finale seems to have a more uplifting tone, it's hard to imagine fans won't shed a few tears as they say goodbye to these characters who have become such a big part of their lives. There's no doubt that the grand finale will be an emotional ride, especially since the cast has remained a consistent presence throughout the series. The majority of the main characters are returning, including Hugh Bonneville as Robert Crawley, Elizabeth McGovern as Cora Crawley, and Imelda Staunton as Lady Bagshaw, among others. However, there are a few notable absences. Fans were hoping to see Matthew Goode return as Lady Mary's husband, Henry Talbot, but it's uncertain whether he'll make an appearance. Lily James, who played Lady Rose, is also expected to return, much to the delight of fans who have been hoping to see her back on screen. One of the exciting new additions to the cast is Paul Giamatti, who will reprise his role as the free-spirited Levinson, bringing some fresh energy to the final chapter. Ultimately, Downton Abbey the grand finale promises to be an emotional and fitting end to the story that has captured audiences' hearts for over a decade. While there's still some uncertainty about whether it will truly be the final goodbye, it's clear that the film will honor the legacy of the Crawley family and their beloved estate in a way that feels satisfying, heartfelt, and meaningful for longtime fans. Whether this truly is the last time we see Downton Abbey or not, it looks like the final chapter will be one worth watching. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop, and if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.